thought that was interesting.
Sarah, this is sound check for you. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, I can.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay, we're ready. Let's call a meeting to order. Yep. Roll call, please.
Stonemeyer,
Here.
Kiesling,
Here.
Klinkhammer,
Here,
Miller,
Here.
Reich.
Here. All right, do we have anyone to address the council, citizens input?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Kathy Canfield, 2473 Radford Road. And I just wanted to thank you for getting the lawn mowed next to us and keeping it up at the house next to us. So we appreciate it very much and thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Call roll, please.
Who's the second on that? You, Craig? Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
aye,
Consent agenda is approved 5-0. Move on to our public hearing. Public hearing on budget amendment number 2. We have a motion to open the public hearing and hear interested parties for or against proposed budget amendment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
aye,
Opposed? Anyone address the council on the budget amendment? We have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
Opposed? You have resolution 73, 2024, resolution approving budget amendment number 2 for the FY 2024 budget. Beth, any final comments?
I went over it the last time. The main changes were some increases in revenues for the meadows because we've been having a pretty good year out there, as well as some adjustments that we made for the capital projects based on where we're at with the projects.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
aye,
That's approved 5-0. Resolution 74, 2024 is a resolution approving pay app number 3 for the Autumn Drive reconstruction project.
Good evening. There is an update in the packet tonight on all the projects that are ongoing, but just a brief update. They are basically at Autumn Drive now with the new sanitary sewer, so they are working within that right-of-way corridor of Autumn Drive now down at the bottom of the hill. They do have quite a bit of work to do in that area, and then they'll continue installing sanitary sewer up under Autumn Drive towards Hales Mill Road. Will be the next step. So that's where they're at now. With that being said, the requested pay request number 3 for Autumn Drive is in the amount of $95,779.89. That includes mainly sanitary sewer and manhole installation work, along with some erosion control, traffic control, and mobilization, a portion of those items. Unless anyone has questions, MSA recommends approval of the third pay request.
Nate, you want to give an update that you shared with us and staff with where they're at with rock and the potential change order on that?
Yeah, we will. Once they're out of the rock here, we'll come with a change order instead of waiting till the end of the project. We in the bid had 500 cubic yards of rock accounted for as just an estimate of how much rock excavation or bedrock excavation I should say they would come across during the project. Turns out there was more than we anticipated. Right now, they're sitting probably somewhere around 700 to 800 cubic yards of rock, so we will be over that quantity number. We're talking a change order and maybe the tens of thousands of dollars for this. But I anticipate that even with this change order, we'll still balance things out towards the end of the project, and it's really not going to blow the budget, and is what I foresee. That will be coming sometime here down the road, though, so just a heads up.
Nate, just a quick question. When they put the sanitary sewer up Autumn Drive to Hales Mill, does that go parallel alongside? What do they do with the existing one? Do they abandon that then, or will it be the same trench, or do they potentially run into rock going up that way too?
Right, it'll primarily be in the same trench as the existing sanitary sewer for that. There is some spots where we won't be running the exact same trench, just because of the layout, and we're eliminating one existing manhole that's unnecessary. The chances that we'll still be in rock going up that direction, I believe, are extremely minimal because when they excavated through the intersection of Summer Drive and Autumn Drive before during the Summer Drive projects, we did not encounter rock in those locations.
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
I have one question. Have you heard any comments or anything from the neighborhood?
No, I mean, they haven't really started tearing into the street wide except for a few neighbors that, their backyards go up to the sewer area, but for the most part, it's been relatively quiet.
Good. I haven't heard anything, so, great.
Early.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 74 of 2024.
I'll second.
Motion made in a second. Any final discussion? Call roll, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Next is resolution 75, 2024, a resolution approving pay app number 2, Forest Hills Wetland Improvements Project.
Yeah, so an update for Forest Hills, they're actually extremely close to wrapping that project up. However, the remaining work, they need it to dry up a bit for them. So there hasn't been much work going on late last week and into early this week. But once they get a dry stretch here and can get in there to do kind of the final grading work and everything and get stuff seeded, that should be wrapped up here within the next couple of weeks. With that being said, the requested payment for pay application number 2 is $72,558.62. And that includes mainly the site grading and then the riprap placement through that corridor, and then also some storm sewer repairs and erosion control. Unless you have any questions, MSA recommends approval of pay request number 2.
I'll make a resolution to approve resolution number 75-2024.
Second.
Motion second. Discussion. Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That is approved 5-0. Item C is resolution 76, 2024, resolution to provide for a notice of proposed plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the Meadows Cart Path project.
Yep, so tonight, this is just to set the date for the public hearing, which will be at the next council meeting. And then the plan thereafter is to open bids on June 5th, and then the following council meeting the week after. So 2 meetings from now, we should have bid numbers for you guys to consider for the Cart Path project.
I'll make a
motion to approve resolution 76 of 2024. Second.
Discussion.
When was the work gonna start?
So the plan, coordinating with Jeremy and Greg, was to start the work immediately following the 4th of July holiday, just with some outings and stuff. That's kind of the timeline you guys wanted to stick to.
So there won't be any interruption in play while they're doing the work on the pass?
So there were a handful of dates that Jeremy and Greg provided us, mainly on outing days, that there won't be any interruption, so that the outings can run smoothly. There will be work going on though throughout, golfing days and that, but we coordinated those dates the way that you guys wanted to do it.
So do you close when there was workers present on the path, do you close that hole down, or do the workers just have to be careful that they don't get hit?
The
Yeah.
caliber players we have are pretty good out
Okay.
We did include in the
Basic.
specifications as well that they can really only work on about 400 feet or so at a time and get it done in pieces so that they're kind of containing the work to one area as they go rather than all over the course.
there. Start to finish, how long are you expecting this to last?
Well, we have the completion dates set in early and mid-October for substantial and final completion. Contractor could use up that full time if they need to. And I anticipate they probably will come close to those dates.
Can't we tighten that up? That's half of the year. I mean, they could just,
We can change the dates if you really wish to. If you get too tight on dates for a contractor, then you're gonna start to pay a little bit of a premium to make sure that they hit their window as well. They're gonna, when they bid, they're gonna probably jack some of their numbers up, at least I would anticipate.
but what about heavy equipment going in and out of the golf course? Yeah, I know, but 4 months seems like an extraordinary amount of time. Okay,
Is this all tear out, or is this some new cart path?
So the base bid is all tearing out existing path and putting in new in place of it. There are some alternate options on a couple of the holes where it could be new cart path and then the old is still ripped out or kept in place. I don't know if you want to speak to those certain.
those are areas that are usually pretty wet. If we don't move them, are we gonna tile extensively there? Thank you.
So just remind me again, I haven't been out there for a long time, but we're replacing, so we have a path in place already, right?
There's asphalt cart path in place of what's going to be concrete now.
The asphalt's all in bad shape.
Some of them are pretty bad, they're dangerous, especially when we have bike riders.
Jeremy, can you use the microphone? They can't hear you.
So there's of that last bit that's remaining of the cart path. The main issue with the cart path is that there was never really a substantial base underneath. And so you have water that erodes under that. Asphalt's a flexible material, so it'll sink. We have a couple spots where we're literally putting patch in there because there's a sinkhole in the middle of the path and we have to fill that up just for a liability purposes. So what's left is in pretty poor shape.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. I had a motion in a second, correct?
Yes.
That's
I
correct.
didn't write it down. All right. Any other discussion? Call roll, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stollmeyer,
Nay.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
As proof 4-1. Nate, you want to give a quick capital project update?
Yeah, I mean, the update's in here. for you guys to read through. And if you have questions, you can let me know. But I touched on a couple of ongoing projects under construction. Currently in design, we have the wastewater treatment facility sludge removal. That's something that's completed every few years out there to clean out the basin at the treatment plant to allow for more capacity. Um, That'll be ongoing or out to bid this summer and then ongoing in late summer, early fall. And then also the roundabout project is currently under design as well. And I did attach a two-dimensional exhibit for the final location of the three-legged phase one roundabout there. And if you guys want to review that and have any questions, I'd say if we get into too many questions, it might be beneficial to bring Ben in at a future meeting to help go through some of this stuff if you have questions.
I just have one question. Is the initial design on the roundabout just the three legs, or are we're not doing the other design at this time?
No, this would accommodate the second phase. So it's going to be
Okay, the
designed to
picture just-
accommodate the second phase, but this is showing what's going to be
Phase one?
laid out as phase one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any questions on capital projects? Then we'll move on to the ordinances. See Laura is on the call. If you have any questions, bring it up. First is ordinance 4 of 2024, an ordinance amending chapter 165 zoning, final passage.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 4 of 2024, and ordinance amending chapter 165 of the zoning ordinance.
I'll second that.
Motion second, discussion. Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That is approved, 5-0. Ordinance 5, 2024, an ordinance amending chapter 22, planning and zoning commission, final passage.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 5 of 2024.
I'll second.
Discussion. Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
Approved, 5-0. Ordinance 6, 2024 is an ordinance amending chapter 55, animal protection and control.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 6-2024.
Second, in discussion. Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That's approved, 5-0. The next four are second readings. Unless you interrupt me, I'll assume we will not waive the statutory and move to the third reading at the next meeting. First, you have ordinance 7 in 2024, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, City of Asbury, Iowa, Chapter 95.07, sanitary sewer systems, repealing provisions inconsistent therewith, second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 7 of 2024.
Second.
Motion second, questions, discussion?
Has there been any feedback, correspondence regarding these?
No, there have not been any on any of these ordinances, which are 7, 8, 9, and 10 that have to do with changes in rates for utilities.
They haven't got the bill yet either, though, right?
One of
Good
the,
say.
one of the things that'll be helpful, again, is just that chart that you did after we get this all approved, compare ours to the city of Dubuque, and I get tired of people telling us that ours are so high. It'd be something to put in the newsletter again, just to show them that really we're not.
Okay.
Well taken.
Okay. Great. Any discussion? Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That's approved, 5-0. Next, you have ordinance 8, 2024, an ordinance amending chapter 105, collection of solid waste, recyclable materials, and yard waste. Here too, with the Code of Ordinances, City of Asbury, second reading.
Well, maybe before we do that, does council want to do a third reading on ordinance, on all
No.
these ordinances?
I asked them to
We're gonna bring them all back
Yeah, I said stop me if they
Okay.
wanted to, and I haven't.
All right.
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 8 of 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
Approved 5-0. Ordinance 9 of 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 90, Water Systems, repealing provisions inconsistent therewith, City of Asbury, second reading.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance number 9 of 2024, an ordinance amending chapter 90, water systems, repealing provisions inconsistent therewith.
Second.
Discussion. Call roll.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
That is approved 5-0. Last ordinance is 10, 2024. An ordinance amending Chapter 90 Water Systems, repealing provisions inconsistent therewith, City of Asbury, second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 10 of 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich,
Aye.
Stonemeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinkhammer.
Aye.
Okay, we'll next move on to public input for anything not previously discussed. Right. Hear none. Next we'll have reports, police, GM, building code. Comments, motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, back to board docs here. Okay, we have Beth put together some notes for you. We have a little update on that. We just wanted to get your feel, council, on the disposition of the properties we've acquired for the fourth leg of the roundabout, all the original roundabout as well. Beth, you want to kind of walk through it and give a little update that you got from the Realtor?
Maybe I'll just start at the top for here. So, 5135 Asbury Road, as well as 2453 Radford Road. Currently, and that's the 2453 Radford was the flipper house, and 5135 Asbury Road is the house that sits, behind those two a little bit on that access roadway. Those two houses have had asbestos inspections, and there will have to be asbestos removal prior to demolition. I have RFPs that were mailed to demolition contractors on April 24th. Responses are due back on June 4th, and then council will consider the proposals on June 11th. Along with considering those proposals, the asbestos removal has to take place prior to any demolition, as well as we'll have to make a plan for disconnection of any utilities that have to go along with these houses.
And Russ, I think you can attest that neither of those properties are livable to the point we could rent.
I agree. I think the only thing that we'll probably have to remember to do is, I think Luther's renting the one at $50 a month, so we have to make sure we give them adequate notice.
Yes.
We'll
Right.
address that probably a little bit too.
So yeah, the recommendation of staff is to demolish those as soon as possible.
So then will we just, seed them? Is that what the game plan is? Cover them up and let the ground settle and
Yep.
then seed them?
Yep, we'll just do minimal maintenance. They are still residential areas. We don't want to let them be overgrown or anything, but.
Okay.
All right.
Properties of 5133 Asbury Road, which we will affectionately call the Border House, and 2433 Radford Road. That's the Cruzy House. The intent on both of those properties is, as soon as we have full right of ownership of the properties, we will we have been asking MSA to go through and replat so that they can plat off the right-of-way that we will need for the realignment as well as for the roundabout. And then after that replat has been done for the right-of-way, the plan would be to sell those properties and put them back on the market.
If council so desires, we could rent them out. It's my feeling, I don't want to be a landlord, but if you feel the financial sides of that is, I mean, ultimately you have to approve it. So we wanted to give you some time to think about that.
Would we be able to sell them before we put the road in?
That was the thought, was that we'd replat, so anybody coming in is gonna buy it knowing that we're gonna take a hit, right? We knew that going in, but the market will drive what the hit is, not negotiation, so
Okay.
we were hoping that we would just resell them, take the loss, whatever that may be. And just one quick thing on the Hoarder House, we would or not honor, we would keep the lease to the end of March. And the recommendation of Realtor was, don't try to show it right now. So maybe we take the proceeds from the rent over that period and put it towards restoring it into a more sellable condition.
Well, and we could keep the students in that house, pay rent on that other house too, right?
Right, yeah, we were just talking about these two right now, because the plan on these two is to,
Keep-
sell the cruisy house right away and replat. And that's a really nice shape. We don't have to do
Right.
anything to that. It's gonna take the hit, but that yard is sold deep in the front. I don't think it's too bad. And then the Hoarder House, we would let them stay until the lease is up. At that point, you could decide to extend that, or we could, try to rehab it a little bit, make it, habitable to humans. Because I don't think it is right now in some ways. But again, that's up to you, but the recommendation from the Realtor is just let it run its course and fix it up. Don't try to sell it like it is. You can speak to it. You saw it.
Yeah, while we're in the process of replatting, what steps do we have to take for the stuff on the north side of the road for the roundabout? Or we don't know that until we get construction plan? I mean, how much of an effort is it gonna be to get those corners?
We don't need a lot, right, Nate? It's just,
Okay, I just didn't know when
Yeah.
that step takes
Yeah.
place. Okay,
so if you're okay, we would proceed with those plans for the two houses to try to get maximum dollars from them, but replat is needed for the city's needs.
I don't think there is, but I think the question should be asked. Is there any chance we want to look at rezoning any of that area to do anything else there?
That's a good question. That's exactly what was on mine.
I mean, I'm not saying that we should do that. I'm just asking why we have the cards. Let's see what we're doing.
On that particular question, I would probably hold off on that. We are starting our comprehensive planning process. And part of the comprehensive planning process, you'll be looking at the land use plan and, looking at potential rezonings. I would tend to advise that we would wait to rezone anything until, there was, there was a need that approached us that we would need to do it.
Well, I just thought maybe we should look at it before we sell it.
We can, but I don't know, does that, if we rezone it, I don't know, does it help or does it hurt? If we
No, I don't know.
rezone-
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't think there's any
You don't need.
potential there, then don't, but I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, right now, it's all in like what we consider a residential, district of some sort. Generally, it's kind of frowned upon in the zoning sense to just take one parcel and just, zone it. That's considered spot zoning, and that's not really considered a good, way to, zone your, your city.
Okay, I'm just asking what the
Okay.
speak on through that.
I guess my recommendation on the two houses would be too, is until we see a
Mm.
final plan from MSA on what they're exactly gonna need, it might be kind of hard.
Which two houses are you talking about? Russ?
Where the road's gonna go through between the ones that we're gonna
The
eventually sell.
5133 and the 5163?
Yeah, the ones we're eventually gonna sell, I mean, until we see the final, where the road's actually gonna be. Because we can't redo the replatting until we know. what the
Well, we
road's gonna
can
be
with,
either.
with 5133, the Hoarder House, you will know exactly where the roads are gonna be, correct?
Yeah, so we had our engineers actually do topo survey for the whole phase 2 area as well. So as part of this, we're gonna just lay in a corridor and get some grades set for phase 2 to get an idea of what we're gonna need on that second stretch. And that
So
would,
we will
that
know
would give
within-
us right
Okay,
away.
Okay, and
limits,
then
so.
as part of the process, as we go to demo those things, we'll get probably input from MSA on how to condition the
We're not
ground.
demoing those, we're talking about the two houses that we're going to resell.
Okay.
Did
but
I-
I'm-
did
I'm-
we-
I'm-
did we
I'm
mix our
sorry,
numbers up?
I'm back on the demo.
No, well, so yeah, the one that sits back that we leased and the one that the flippers had, those are done. Those are,
Right,
yeah.
but I mean, we'll get MSA's recommendation on, because we'll have to compress
Oh,
the
that,
ground
yeah.
and get all that stuff.
Yeah.
When we do it, and if it can settle for 2 years, that'll help compaction, right? I mean, at some point, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, settlement can take years,
Okay.
but
All right.
that's something
I'm
that
good.
I don't think we're gonna have to. I mean, we would have compaction as part of the project
Okay.
to take care of.
But the thought is, we will know, we should not have to take any more property once we've replatted. That's the goal. We replat the Hoarder House and the Cruzy House. We would replat and we know exactly what we need. We wouldn't have to come back later and take anything.
And when is our 6-month period? I thought we gave the guy up to a certain amount of time where he could take out of that house whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
Or-
they
or
haven't
they
said,
could
what-
move it.
yeah, they're not interested.
Okay.
We put some inquiries out, nobody wants them.
Okay.
I had one more question, Jim. How long is that lease for the Hoarder House? How long? is that?
March, wasn't it, Beth?
March 2025.
I don't know if I had been told that and just forgot it or what, but so it's March. And when their lease is up, they're out, or do we have? give-
Unless you as a council
No, no,
decide
no,
you
no,
want to
no,
keep it
no,
longer.
I'm not going there. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know, do they get a grace period to move their stuff
You have to
out
give
of
them
that house?
notice, or it could convert to month to month.
Yeah.
Is probably what the agreement will say.
I think in all fairness, based on the discussion we have tonight, we'll reach out and let them know what our plans are, is that we do not intend to remain in the rental business after the replatting's done, and
Right.
when the lease is up, we'll deal with that situation
That's
then,
my desire.
more than just whatever
Yeah.
comes in on the deposit, which. Okay, and then the final house, Beth, is
Okay.
the student.
And then 5163 is the house that's closest to us here on the west side on Asbury Road, which is the student house. I haven't narrowed this down. Janet Warren said, beginning of June. So I don't know if that means they're going to be out May 31st or if they're going to be out June 1st. I think Tom said he thought it looked like maybe they're, getting some action or maybe they're be moving out by May 31st. And what I thought may happen if council would think this is a good plan is we'll be tearing down the Radford Roadhouse where Luther Manor is renting right now to talk with Luther Manor and see if they would like to take over the rent 5163 for the same purposes for storage of some of their equipment. We would also be asking them to take care of the snow plowing and some of the mowing that happens on all those properties, that we own. I wouldn't be renting this house to them at the $50 that we have at the current house because it's in much better shape than what that house is. But I was just checking. I thought Luther Manor would be to me, a good tenant that we wouldn't have to probably worry about the house being trashed by some kind of, by a renter. But I just wanted to run that by council if they're, willing to entertain Luther Manor as a renter in 5163 before we put it on the market.
I guess I thought if we were gonna rent it out, from what I remember of that one, we talked about a splash of paint and that goes, I think the rent on that one right now is like 1,500 a month, so 1,500 versus $50 is,
No, we're not gonna rent it out for $50.
okay, well, I don't know what Luther's tied up for money. I don't know how much they would offer. I would entertain it, but it.
What would
can't
be
good.
what would be your minimum rent for that place? And then also consider that they would be taking care of, mowing and, snow removal.
Yeah, the economics of it, I would leave to you and the rest of the staff to figure out what is it worth for the snow removal, what is it worth? Because it could wind up being a wash. You know, if it's gonna cost us it's gonna save us, to save the city $1,000 for these things, well, then we're getting close.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it, but I'm with Russ. I think the full rent might be worth a
Better
lot
move?
more. It might be. We'll do our homework. Yeah.
I'm not
Let
opposed,
Beth
I'm
talk
not
to them.
opposed either way.
Yeah,
Just-
let's see what the numbers come in and you
Yeah.
can decide, but you're okay with us running it now. There's no
The other-
reason to tear
the other
that down.
thing- The other thing too,
Just
so
a couple of minor things on the
some other
inspection.
students might want it.
Yeah.
too.
Or anybody.
Yeah.
It was in decent shape and it's got a nice yard and the inspection had a few minor things, GFC outlets, a few things like that. We'll just clean those up and if we can get 1,500 a month and that's where
It
you
just
want to go as
depends- and
council.
It just depends on how long until we put the street in.
Yeah, we'll do an annual, probably
Yeah.
one or two.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Beth will do her homework and see.
Yeah,
what
no,
we
that
come
makes
up with.
sense.
Was it my understanding that in this other house that Luther Manor has now is that they're storing equipment such as snow blowers and lawnmowers?
That's
They
what
were.
was, yeah, they had,
Yeah, I mean,
they had lawnmowers and.
In the living
snowblowers
room.
we
in the
would, I
living
mean,
room.
we would want to prevent them from doing this with the better house too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to just,
Maybe we could rent them the garage, but
that, I guess that was my concern when I,
'cause they're gonna have a problem trying to find a place to put it. What they did the last time, they emptied out the house and they put it in one of the townhouses garages. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, no, let's do our
Yeah,
homework on that and you're right, because we may be sitting on it for 5 years, so maybe we are a long-term, one unit we can live with, maybe we are a long-term landlord for that one. We don't want to take that potential income away.
buy a mobile home park.
I mean, it's $18,000 a year. We can deal with some headaches for that. Okay, we'll continue to work towards that and give you an update as we get closer to those dates. I guess take us to roundtable then. Anything else on the houses? Okay, Karen,
I'll pass, I'm good.
Greg?
Thank you.
Let's just pray we've got this good weather and let's hope we can keep it and construction season gets going in full steam. But of course, we see that the end of the school year is coming too, so we will be seeing more and more foot traffic out there, as well as students being out of class, so be on the look for them.
Russ?
Two things. The ordinances that we approved, final approval tonight, remind me again what the effective date of those are? Are those
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Okay, that's what I thought. And then, on Asbury
Oh,
Road,
tomorrow.
they did the grinding. Did they put the asphalt down on that yet? Do we
No.
know when that's scheduled?
No, hey, we never did get notified of City of Duke, right? 'Cause we saw it in the papers at first. We knew that they were doing the mill and overlay.
Yeah, I mean, when, in the past, if engineering has been doing probably a little bit longer term projects, they've been very good about calling these mill and overlays are done by their public works department. And I do know they have, John Klosterman retired and I do know they have a new, public works director, but yeah, I think they need to give us a little bit of heads up when we're on their schedule. And I know it's the city Dubuque Street, but it really impacts
Well,
the
they put
residents.
detour signs on our streets and didn't even give us the courtesy of a heads up. Yeah, we'll follow up. But we don't know.
I mean, the only reason I asked that is because I'm with you. I didn't think we got a whole lot of notice about when they were shutting that
Yeah,
road.
when everybody else did.
And I've called down, I called down to Dubuque and, it's supposed to not happen again, but we'll see.
It's nice of them to repair the road, to
Well,
do the road.
I was surprised when I saw it because we have reached out to them multiple times and we keep getting the same answer. It's not on our plan. That's actually,
And their mill and overlay plan that was in the paper today said Asbury Road, so I don't know if that's the section. They got 8 miles of road.
well, they got up by, from Green Street to Bunker Hill is the other section.
That's like a block and a half.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm done.
Nothing for me tonight.
all right. I don't have anything, Beth.
I'm good.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone. Oh, yes.